Good afternoon, Sir Limuelo Caban. Good afternoon, classmates, and welcome to Integrated and Western Music subject. I am Vanessa Sofia Abranica, and I am assigned to report the types of notes. Before we will tackle the different types of notes, what is notes, by the way? So, musical notes are the tones generated from musical instruments, vocal cords, or any other source capable of producing sound. On the other hand, a note is a symbol denoting a musical sound or represents the pitch and duration. Notes are the building blocks of much written music, discretizations of musical phenomena that facilitates performance, comprehensions, and analysis. Here's the example of how to identify the parts of a musical note. It has a flag, a stem, a note head, and a beam. Alright, let's move on to our main topic for today, which is the types of notes. So there are different types of notes are known as the whole note, the half note, the quarter note, the eighth note, 16th note, and the 32nd note. However, British people refers to these symbols with different names, like semibreve, minim, crotchet, quaver, semiquaver, and demisemiquaver. So we will learn the different notes and how many beats each one of them. So let's get started with a whole note. A whole note is a hollow oval note head, represents a whole note semibreve. The length of a full note is equivalent to 4 beats in a 4/4 time. A whole note receives 4 counts, which means you have to hold the note for its full value. Second is a half note, or we call this minim. It is played for half the duration of a semibreve. In other words, a minim receives 2 counts, allowing the musician to hold the note for 2 counts instead of 4. So the minim, like the semibreve, is a hollowed oval with a stem or tail attached. It has 2 beats. A quarter note, or crotchet, is a half of a minim and 1/4 of a full note. It is represented by a filled-in oval like the minim. A quarter note has a tail or a stem attached to the note head, which point upward and downward depending on how the note falls in a musical piece of a work. It has a 1 beat. A quaver, or eighth note, played for 1/8 the duration of a whole note, or semibreve. It is represented with a filled-in oval with a stem accompanied with a flag. The flag is always positioned on the right side of the stem, and it has a 1/2 beat. A semiquaver, or 16th note, it is played for 1/16 the duration of a whole note. It is represented by a filled-in oval note head with a straight stem like a quaver, with 2 flags, and it has 1/4 beat. A demisemiquaver, or 32nd note, are notated with an oval filled with a note head and a straight note stem, with 3 flags or beams, and has 1/8 beats. And now, I will present to you the video which shows the different type of notes and their beats.
Music notes: the whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, and 16th note. The whole note. The whole note is made up of a single note head. The whole note equals 4 beats. Listen the first time, and then you hum or sing along. Your turn. One more time. The half note. The half note has a note head and a stem. The half note gets 2 beats. Again, listen, and then you join in. Your turn. The quarter note. The quarter note has a shaded in note head and a stem. Each quarter note gets 1 beat. Since we have 4 beats, we'll use 4 quarter notes. The eighth note. The eighth note has a shaded in note head, a stem, and a flag. Eighth notes can be written individually with a flag or connected with a beam. The eighth note equals half of a beat. You try it. Last time. The 16th note has a shaded in note head, stem, and 2 flags. The flags are how we tell the 16th note from the 8th note. 16th notes can be written individually with 2 flags or connected with 2 beams. The 16th note equals a quarter of a beat. Now let's review. The whole note gets 4 beats. The half note gets 2 beats. The quarter note gets 1 beat. The eighth note gets a half beat. And the 16th note gets a quarter beat. Good job!
That's all for today. Thank you for listening.